Give me your widest beam. Full power.
Hello, Al Pals. This is Big Al. Welcome to Big Al Presents Films with Friends, the film from 1966, one of the classics in sci-fi, winner for the Oscar for special effects, Fantastic Voyage, which stars a young actress who was kind of an up-and-comer at the time, the lovely Raquel Welch. And also stars Stephen Boyd, who, for fans of Ben-Hur, know as the evil Masala, who was the bane of Ben-Hur's existence for a while there. But that is the film, The Friends. Of course, these people are not miniature in any way, especially from Last Call with Troy Pacelli. I was like, I kind of started on it. I was like, I have to keep going with it.
No, you don't stop.
I'm not one to say, hey, I'm not.
I resemble that remark.
I have no way one to talk. Troy Pacelli from Last Call with Troy Pacelli. How are you doing, sir? What you drinking tonight?
I'm doing really well, and believe it or not, I'm actually sipping on a Rockstar Energy drink. I had a late start today, so it's not as close to my bedtime as you might think it is, and darn it, I don't have to justify myself. That's what I'm drinking.
Oh. Awesome. And the lovely lady who could give Raquel Welch a run for her money, the lovely Netter of Netters Network. How are you doing, my dear? What you drinking tonight?
I'm doing really well, and I'm going to very carefully touch my can.
Yes, so careful.
Meyer brand sparkling water, lemon flavor, because I didn't have any other good flavors that I normally get, like the berry and all that. So the lemon's not bad. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it won't interact with the electronics as much. But anyway.
Yeah, y'all find out what that's about on Thursday.
Yeah, there's a little tease for Thursday night.
Yeah.
I have my usual iced tea with Diet Mountain Dew ready to go. Let's see who's joining us tonight. But let's get this out of the way, of course. Pinned at the top of the YouTube chat is the Cosby link for tonight's movie. Thanks to Troy. I've also included, for those who are want to watch this later or just seeing this in the future, it is on the Internet Archive. Just go to that. Boom. There's the movie. In fact, it might be the same one that I've got downloaded. Curtis Selby is here. Thank you for joining in. Netters saying hi, sweetie, to people, which is always a wonderful thing. Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube. How are you doing here? Nothing to see here, Citizen. Please, everybody go check out Nothing to See Here, Citizen. Get those numbers up for Curtis. I know it might be hard to see him because there is nothing to see here, Citizen. So gotta see, it's like a traffic accident. Nothing to see here, or that one part of Naked Gun. Nothing to see here, and all the things are going on.
Move along. Nothing to see here. Yeah, exactly.
Sir Torn Cleane, welcome, sir. Been praying for your grandmother. Yeah,
same here.
Make sure you pray for her. Hopefully she gets better very quickly. Evelyn Hampton, how are you doing, my dear? Glad you could join us. It's good to see you here. Deleted Scenes, salute, sir. Deleted Scenes will be joining me Friday night for a very scary movie, Near Dark. And just so Deleted Scenes, just so you know, we're going to be joined by a very special fan of that movie that I just found out a while ago. Join us. And I said, that's fine. I'm sure you would have no problem. But if you do, let me know. and I'll just say, hit the bricks, son.
Yeah. He almost said that. He was like, this guy, I'm getting sick of him. He's around all the time. But okay, he pestered me.
Slasher friends. I think what makes let me highlight this. I think what makes Fantastic Voyage a classic, sci-fi classic, is the audience at the time got to experience what it was like to go inside a human body instead of just sitting in a science class. You're right. In fact, they used to show this film in science classes.
I did see this in science class. Yes.
I did. I saw TV.
To kind of give people kind of a peek on the inside. It was that. It was that well done as far as current knowledge and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would show it at the time. I think at the moment I have 5 shorts of Cassie. Sorry, didn't expect for work to go crazy. Plus, StreamYard doesn't seem to want to connect with the new channel. Huh. Don't know what's going on there.
I've
something.
StreamYard. I'm just gonna say StreamYard.
And here's
I'll see if I can help you out later.
Here's deleted scenes answer to Troy joining us on Friday night for Near Dark. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So
he's real excited about it.
So Fantastic Voyage. Fantastic Voyage, a true classic. And almost any way you look around it, definitely as far as special effects and that kind of innovation. Today, of course, it might look a little dated, but still, back then this is like up there with 2001, and which was a couple years later. A lot of people just think Isaac Asimov wrote it, but he wrote the adaptation of it. He corrected a few things that they got wrong, which I thought was funny. But the actual the writer for this, or one of the co-writers, was Jerome Bixby. Is that name familiar to you?
Well, the only Bixby I know is Bill Bixby. Any relation?
No. Jerome Bixby, well, first of all, wrote a few Star Trek episodes: Mirror Mirror, Day of the Dove, Requiem for Methuselah, by Any Other Name, and a little short story called It's a Good Life for the Twilight Zone, where they're sending them out to the cornfield. Same author. So a lot of pedigree with, I guess, with this one. So you guys have seen this, right?
Oh yeah, a number of times.
I've seen it a long time ago.
It's been years. Been a long time for me. I thought it was like I said, when I had the idea for miniaturized May, it literally was the tent pole that I knew Inner Space was probably going to be there, and then of course a couple weeks ago we watched Incredible Shrinking Man, but Fantastic Voyage was kind of the impetus for miniaturized May. So having a lot of fun with that one, and 2 weeks from now I'm going to have a lot more fun with a comedy kind of aspect to it. But
in a way, it feels like a remake, but I guess we'll talk about that next week.
It's a comedy, not so much a remake, but very much an homage.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're right.
So the movie feels like a follow-up to Voyage at the Bottom of the Sea, because they both use the same title, Voyage.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea is another one I've been thinking about pulling out.
You could throw that in with Voyage to the Center of the Earth.
Maybe a whole Voyage. Yeah, I'll or a sea theme. I'll figure it out. Maybe next year. Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973 is joining us. Thank you for joining in, sir. But let's start this Fantastic Voyage, because it takes a little while for them to actually get to the part where they go into the body. But,
well, the story has to happen. Right?
Yeah, the story, the setup, the intrigue, it does take a while. But Let me know when you're ready, sir, and I can do a
I'm
countdown.
ready.
You're ready.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Like I said, if you're watching later on Internet Archive or your own copy, just start at the zeros with us. Okay, and we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
Bum, bum, bum. Bah, bum, dum.
I miss the fanfare. I really do.
Yeah. Do they get the full fanfare? Yes, they do.
Yep.
CinemaScope picture.
Dun, 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 dun. Now, was CinemaScope a film ratio? Is that what that was?
I think it was a widescreen thing. I think. I'm not really sure.
This is them kind of, in a way, kind of patting themselves on the back to say, we've never seen these things, but this is the best we could do to give you this this view.
And in a way, I mean, they said that someday things like this could take place. They're starting to, especially with nanotechnology.
Yeah,
being able to send things inside to do stuff.
I was going to say with the laparoscopics and the putting the cameras into you and stuff like that. In a way, you can see. You can't shrink down to go inside the body, but you can put a camera small enough to see inside the human body now.
But yeah, like with that whole nanotechnology stuff,
Yep.
Maybe not shrinking a person, but definitely have like a little bot that goes in with a little laser and slices and dices. Yeah. And Slasher Fred giving away a spoiler about
for what
50-year-old
50-year-old movie. Yeah, exactly.
No, a 60-year-old movie.
60-year-old, yeah.
How do I know this? This came out the year after I was born, and I'm going to be 60 in 9 days. No, 8 days. May 26th is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy early birthday.
Thank you. I just can't believe that first number is now going to be a 6.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I try not to think about it.
Stephen Boyd, I love his look. He just has that like chiseled.
Yeah.
Hey, Teeny Weeny Airlines.
Teeny Weeny Airlines.
That's what we used to call TWA.
You're gonna like us, TWA. You sure about that?
Yeah, we should just call them
TWA. No, I just mean every time I would hear them say, you're gonna like us. Are you sure about that?
Let's see. United was Untied.
Untied.
I just find it very interesting that because he's the hero in this. He's the but he is literally one of my top 5 villains of all time. Masala from Ben-Hur. He's so vile.
Yeah. It really is a sign of a really good actor who can play a good guy and a bad guy equally well.
Slasher Fred saying the movie feels like going on a ride at Disney. Well, there was a ride.
Yeah, there was.
That was kind of like that. But it wasn't related to the film, but it was kind of a going inside the body kind of a ride.
It was an Epcot thing, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. So very, very much like a few other films, no music for the title, just
right. Also, this very analog-ish idea of computers, very much of its time.
There's the name James Brolin in there.
Yep.
We can rebuild him.
We're gonna write on your forehead.
Yeah, it really does have a very similar sensibility to
Yeah, doesn't
the
it? $60 man.
This is less than 10 years, before that.
So, for those who don't know, what is the premise of this movie?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
It's of course the height of the Cold War, and I forget exactly the political figure, but the guy that has the injury, they need to be able to go in to take care of this issue. So they use the miniaturization, and they put a little ship with a little crew in there to go and take care of what they need to. It's inoperable as it is.
So if he dies, he dies.
Well,
but it has very big political
repercussions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you.
Old Imperial. I think that's what they said they were using there. Man, a car like that,
Yeah.
Hit a tractor wouldn't matter. Well, maybe not quite, but. Geek Flag said, Netter, you're not 60 anything. I wouldn't give you a day over 51.
Aw, thank you.
She actually comes from great stock. Her mom maintained very youthful appearance.
Down, down, down. A little effect there with the car going down effect. Look at that chin dimple.
Yep.
Man.
It's like somebody hit him with a frying pan or something. That's like, doing.
CMDF, Combined Miniature Deterrent Forces. It looks like it'd be fun to drive around in. What are those little vehicles in like Thailand and stuff? Tuk-tuks?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's like you remember. Did you see the last Indiana Jones film?
No. I just
okay.
Watched Retro Blasting's deep dive on it. I found that was probably far more entertaining than the movie would have been.
Yeah, but there's a scene where they're in a bunch of those little tuk-tuks in a chase. And I've always loved those little vehicles. They're kind of like oversized golf carts.
I mean, I don't really know where a good point in this movie would be to make this observation. So I'm just going to shoot it out now. I really feel like there are a lot of implications, as far as, sci-fi stories here. that would make not only for a good sequel, but maybe even a good series.
Yeah.
Assuming that it's set in the same time period.
Yeah, they did I think an animated series.
That doesn't surprise me, but
if I remember
unfortunately,
correctly.
that probably was more.
But it was for, it was,
kids.
More
And I think
kiddified, but
they could do a really good, for a more mature audience, dealing with Cold War elements, where this movie demonstrates this is a life-saving technology, but it makes absolute sense that the government would use it for assassinations.
Mm-hmm. Well, just like you'll see in Inner Space too, the implications of that, of what he's able to do while he's in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like, despite being a comedy, it does take this narrative tool to the next logical progression.
I bet OSHA would have a big issue with those things running around with people walking like that.
Yes, but what can they do at that size?
I mean, I suppose that would be a great way to say. I mean, probably more effort than it's worth. You inject somebody with something miniaturized, wait 60 minutes, and it blows them up. Yeah. But let's face it, there's a lot easier ways to kill somebody than that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're close enough to inject somebody,
right?
Yeah. I don't want to be miniaturized.
It's like I didn't sign up for this. Donald Pleasence always seems so, what's the word I'm looking for?
Stodgy?
No. Like Peter Lorre. He seems so very Peter Lorre-y.
Peter Lorre. Peter Lorre.
Yes, I get what she's saying, but I can't think of another good adjective.
He's kind of creepy.
Little creepy, slimy. Yeah. Gollumish.
Yeah, that's now a descriptor.
Peter Lorre.
Peter Lorre.
Yeah, okay. I can live with that one, yeah.
Did you just use Peter Lorre as
an adjective?
Or adjective, I mean.
Yeah.
Yes, Peter Lorre is now an adjective.
The highway.
The more I'm thinking about this, Al, I think you're more right than I think we even realized when you said it. What they're describing here is literally how they treat clots these days.
Uh-huh.
By maybe not, shrinking a people down to go in and do a surgery, but to catheterize a very thin nanotube to go in and physically break up a clot. And how do they do it? By going in through the femoral artery or through, whatever.
It's a highway. Slasher Fred talking. It's like amazing how you guys were talking about Twilight so early. Donald Pleasence appeared in the 3rd season finale, Changing of the Guard, who was visited by ghosts of his former students. It's one of my favorite episodes, Changing of the Guard.
I just saw an episode recently that featured Robert Redford, very, very young.
Yeah, it's amazing who are on those shows.
And what I love is that, there was this implication that these were scary stories, and a lot of them were, and a lot of them are scary until you realize there's something else going on than what you thought. And sometimes that twist ending is just heartbreaking, you know?
Yeah.
That's good storytelling.
Yeah. Deleted scenes. I will not allow the good name of Dr. Samuel Lewis to be besmirched in such a manner.
Bueller.
I was just thinking something. Bueller.
Edmund O'Brien, we're set. We're saying saved.
I look at the science sterilization room, and the guy saying, "How much can you give to your country?" It's like he has to be sterilized in order to do this. But maybe he wants to have kids someday.
This actually makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's meant to be ultraviolet.
Yeah, it's ultraviolet.
I mean, so you're right. I do think the science is there, you know.
The Proteus.
Yep. That is a cool looking ship.
Yeah, I always liked that design. It was pretty sweet. One little fun note I read on IMDb about it. They had several 3-inch models of it. One of them they left too close to an open window, and it was stolen by a crow.
That's funny.
I think that is so awesome.
Movies, Music, and Monsters did a video about the props and the behind the scenes and all that on this. It's really worth checking out.
But I like the dome they have on it. That'd be the cool place to sit.
perfectly safe if you want to grow an extra head and, sterilize yourself. Sure, go right ahead.
You didn't want children, did you?
Right. See, that's the other element that's a problem, that this is apparently experimental technology. They've never had a practical test before. That only happens in movies,
And I like what he says. Like, they can't miniaturize the fuel.
Right.
They can miniaturize everything else. And once they're small, it's enough fuel for them when they're that size.
They only need a thimbleful.
My question would be, how much energy does it take to shrink them down? If they started digging into the science behind the miniaturization, I'll bet that would be a mind trip in and of itself.
Well, like I said, when Isaac Asimov read the script, he found several plot holes that I think he corrected in the book. I'm not sure if they corrected it in the film though. Now that I think about it. But a lot of people have always thought he wrote the story, but he was like Alan Dean Foster for Star Wars.
Yeah.
He was kind of did the adaptation. The director of this movie is the son of Max Fleischer. Yeah, Richard Fleischer. It's another guy with a pretty good resume. He did 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, The Vikings, Tora Tora Tora, Dr. Dolittle, Soylent Green. I think this was the year before she did, I know she didn't do 1 million BC. I think she did it after this, when she really blew up Hollywood. And I like that they have these charts instead of like a computer screen.
Yeah.
Kind of a sign of the time.
Yeah, that's the way it would have been,
It's like having your sea charts as a ship's ship's navigator. Geek Flag said those seats were used in Lost in Space on the Jupiter too.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that there were some. That things would show up in there. You'd see a lot of things in Lost in Space that you would see on other shows. They were quite a scavenging show.
You have to be when you're on a budget.
Oh yeah.
okay, Al?
Yeah, just a little tickle in the back of my throat when I drank that last little bit of tea there.
Oh, yeah, it happens to me all the time.
So obviously the name of the ship Proteus is reference. Well, it's actually multiple references. It's a reference to a bacterium, but it's also a reference to the Greek god of the sea, or a Greek sea god, excuse me, and not specifically, Poseidon, but
Yeah, because it is basically it is a submarine. I bet that design would work actually pretty well as a submarine.
yep. I also like that configuration where you've got, the split bridge, right? You've got the
Yeah.
guy in the bubble on top above everyone else.
Yeah, I think he's the
He's the
pilot.
gunner.
Yeah, he's got to
Yeah,
see everything.
I'm with you on that one. There, every time I see something like that, I always think it's like a gun turret or something.
Right.
It's like NASA. It's like last week we were watching Maroon and all the people there. It's like all the little bleeps and blips and lights and everything.
Right.
I can feel my brain shrinking.
Right.
Prepare for departure.
That's actually kind of cool. At first, it looks like they're backing up, and then you realize, oh, they're miniaturizing.
They're miniaturizing. This is Slasher Friends. Speaking of Lost in Space, Angela Cartwright's sister Veronica appeared in one of the classic sci-fi movies, Alien, which was produced by Dan O'Bannon. I didn't know that Angela and Veronica Cartwright were sisters. Very cool. Toward still better effects than 2011's Green Lantern.
Watch him run him over. Crunch. Oops.
Well, that's why the middle square is a different color. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was it sectagon? 6 sides?
Hexagon.
Yeah, hexagon. Yeah.
7 sides would be septagon.
Oh, okay. Whee! Yeet! You see them go flying off somewhere. Yeah. They still look awfully big on that platform. And that's going to be injected into somebody?
I'm not sure how, if they miniaturize it anymore or not.
Like that his one job is just to make his fingertip go.
They've got to be gentle,
A little bit more. A little bit more. This guy's freaking out going, oh crap, what did I sign up for?
Right.
Like he's so big.
I mean, that does have to be very unnerving.
I was just waiting for the guy that was looking through to look at him and just go, boo.
Yeah, exactly. Achoo!
Why didn't they just have them miniaturized into a petri dish?
Well, I do understand why they're being as careful as they are. I mean, think about it. You know, you got people inside there. You pick them up, you move them around, jostle them. You could kill somebody.
This is the what do you call it? The syringe.
I think so.
Oh, they have to. They're putting.
They reshrink it, and then they shrink the syringe. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I like that little piece of exposition. We'll have to descend manually. The crew doesn't already knows this. Well, they're saying it for us to know that.
Yes, but he doesn't know that because he didn't even want to be on the mission. So
Well,
he knows
that's
nothing
true.
about it.
Good point.
So I think he was saying it more to him because he was looking at him when he said it.
Because effectively, this is a sub.
Yep. He's sweating.
I would be too. I mean, damn.
Whee.
It's like, okay, drop the toy so it can just do its little thing down to the bottom.
Right.
It's like, say when. Whee. Hope none of y'all are claustrophobic.
He's already freaking out.
Yep. Hey, dummy. Somebody tie him down. Well, then why are you on the mission, dummy?
Yeah, that's a great point.
It could also be the heightened anxiety of the situation. I mean, if you remember in The Abyss, Michael Bean's character.
Right.
Till he says this Puma Man sequel is weird. I don't get that, but I'm sure somebody does. It's a giant D&D map.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. Does this pre 66? Does this predate D&D? I think it does.
Yeah. That's probably why he had a hard time breathing. The air wasn't circulating yet because they
Good
didn't have
point.
the power in. I just love that one guy, guys. That's what he was like, down, down, down. Okay. They probably can't really talk either because I think the sound vibrations would.
Right.
And her sole job was to put the needle on the end.
Yeah.
Because nobody else in that room could do that.
Well, she is a trained nurse.
True.
And it doesn't even have a cap on it, so it's not sterile.
$59.
It looks like they used one of those dynamo label makers to put those things on his
Yeah,
head.
exactly.
I love those little antenna. They're using Morse code, and if you actually translate it, it's actually what is being said.
Interesting.
Okay, let me know when the needly bits are over.
Right.
I tried looking from the big screen over to the side, then I realized it's on your other monitor, so no
Yeah.
matter which way I look, I'm going to see it, so I have to look
I mean,
down.
they're not actually showing it. Like they're showing.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
that's yeah. There should not be all those bubbles. By the way.
Yeah, the bubbles in the syringe would be pretty much certain death.
Not to mention they'd be a lot larger than the ones you're seeing there, if there were any.
I wouldn't want to be the guy in the gunner's seat because if that glass cracks,
That actually is a great impression of what the end of a hypodermic would look like, or coming through a hypodermic, you know?
It's like, alrighty then, where are we going?
This might be the first hit of music we got.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Once they enter. Oh, the little corpuscles or whatever they are. The fate of the world hinges on saving Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool shot right there. I like that.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how some of these were done, but it would not surprise me if they didn't use basically the same way they do like lava lamps. You got wax,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
In alcohol and whatnot. That's the title for 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I think that was the quote I put put in
Yeah.
the description too.
Things that don't want us here.
The lights of Zatar.
Yeah, we gotta like delve into this guy's head. We don't have time to stop.
Of course, he says 15 knots. I'm assuming that's relative.
Relative speed.
I mean, it's an artery. Of course there's a current. That's the whole point of an artery.
Yeah.
That blood is literally being pumped through that artery. That's what the circulatory system's there for.
Whee!
Centripetal force, they're spinning.
I don't know why he's bothering to hold her now. It's not like she's really going to go anywhere.
Well, I think it's more concern what she might hit, and you don't want her to jostle a control or something like that.
Curtis Helby is wondering, when did they start giving Oscars for special effects? I'm really not sure.
You know what? Deleted Scenes would probably know that better than I would, for sure.
Actually, since the 30s, 20s, even in the 20s, they did it. They called it the engineering effects.
Interesting.
Then special effects.
Okay, so here's your first major medical scientific fallacy. This idea that deoxygenated blood would look blue. That is absolutely not true. That is a myth that doctors will constantly point out to you is wrong. I don't know who that actor is, but he would make a great Nixon.
You're
He
right.
almost even sounds like him.
Edmund O'Brien.
Well, they got to get to the heart too. Well, you start the heart, you're going to have to give them an electric shock. That's going to fry the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe we'll survive this.
That also shows that they were prepared by having a diagram of the heart. See, and that's another shortcoming of the technology of the day. If they were doing this now, they would be able to have some sort of a tracking, device on them, and they'd be able to follow them in real time. He's kind of estimating and moving a marker around. Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. Exactly. Oh, look, cholesterol.
They always thought a way through a man's heart was through his stomach, but I guess not.
Yeah.
Lieutenant General Nixon looks long.
The way to a man's heart is through his jugular.
Red leader standing by.
Red Fox standing by. I was like, Simply Red standing by. The drums.
Yeah. That is a clever little detail that they're going in spurts.
Is that supposed to be the aorta?
No, it's the
apparently right atrium.
Yeah, the right atrial valve.
Full speed ahead.
coming straight through the heart. An amoeba eats them. Roll credits. Oh, you know what? White blood cells. They just get devoured.
Just don't get stuck in one of those bubbles.
Be like flying through an asteroid field.
Yeah.
In this case, it would almost be like hitting a thing of jello.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, great. Nah, didn't work. He's dead. Oh, there you go. Zoom.
It's like going through the door in V'ger.
Yeah.
That's a good thing he's on the ship.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if you are in a miniaturized submarine inside of somebody's artery, the one thing you don't want to say is oops. Yeah, it's literally going to get to be one cell thin.
Looks like pineapple.
Yeah, so that blue to red, though not, scientifically accurate, is a great illustration of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. We don't have time for philosophy now, boys. That's not good. Well, you're looking at a source of oxygen up there.
Yep.
I could kill us all, but I'll try.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
And where exactly are they supposed to go?
I guess they're going to go for a swim. I'm going to step away for a minute. I'll be back.
And of course, you got to see her in a tight scuba suit.
You got to give the people what they want, Netter. I like that old coffee pot.
Oh, with the little percolator top.
Yeah. So you like a little coffee with your sugar?
Right? And then I'm going to take off without you. So, let's go for a swim. Whee! Frankly, I wouldn't leave the ship area. There's a handy dandy little gadget.
Yep. Plug it right into the lung.
That sounds horrific. And of course, this is a point in time where you're like, something's going to go horrifically wrong.
You can have some if you want. It's the big stuff.
It's the big ones. It's not my kind.
Sorry. Do you want me to go make you some?
No, that's okay. Because then you'd have to make a whole big bowl like this.
Whoa.
That's okay.
Here I
I'll do it.
am. Rock you like a hurricane. Whoa.
Bye.
A great time for the rope to be cheap.
And of course, that string that's tailing behind him was probably going to get caught on something. It's like, grab hold of me, pull me through. Well, fortunately, he didn't get too far, so that was good for him, right? I would let them know, send a message. Hey, this is what we're going to do. So it's been years since I've seen this. I'm trying to remember who the saboteur was. I have my suspicions. Thank you. Wow, that's a big bowl of popcorn.
You're going to have to order some more of that.
It's actually kind of pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like seaweed.
It does, yeah.
Well, I guess back then they were, you're giving your best guess.
Yeah.
As to how to make it look at that perspective.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, all kinds of stuff coming at him now. Uh-oh, Troy's gone. Well, Netter's still here, but she's muted.
He'll be right back.
Okay. We have a computer issue.
He has to restart his computer. He'll be back in.
Okay. So why are you broadcasting? That does look like it would be a fun ride at an amusement park. It is interesting that I mean, it is reacting just like seaweed would in an ocean. You know, they always say like the earth is a living organism. You know, water is the blood, and, you know, seaweed is the whatever they're calling these things. Geek Flags, my computer just went out. I did lose power. It just shut off. I don't understand. It's conspiracy. It's conspiracy. First Troy, now Geek Flag. Anyone else lose Cosme? Oh, I didn't even think about Cosme. Troy is rebooting. They're just cleaning off. They're in a car wash, basically. At the car wash. Oh, 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 oh. Proteus is getting a car wash. Wonder what this would sound like in the ear. So everything starts to go rumbly, bumbly, tumbly.
Those look like tumbleweeds.
Oh, you mean like seaweed? You mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
it
that's
kind of looks like seaweed, but then when you look at it from the distance, it looks like it's tumbleweeds. Now they look like tribbles. How did that ant get in the control room?
Ants will get into anything. Uh-oh, here comes a big loud sound.
Your patient is gumming up our air vents.
You back up, Troy, or oh, he went okay.
Oh God.
I like the effects when they were swinging like that. Of course, they're on lines, but I think they filmed it at half speed or something, and then played it at normal speed to get the effect, or the other way around. I forget exactly how. Not the antibodies.
She's being attacked. Oh no.
There he is.
Sorry about all that. Obviously having some problems here. I think whatever it was, I got it fixed.
Here come the antibodies.
Looks like no food. Swim faster. Damn.
As soon as they get her inside, she's got to get all her clothes off.
Yep. And I read a little blurb about it. It's like when the first time they did it, everybody was scared to touch any crucial, interesting parts of her.
Right.
And it just looked like she had a bikini on afterwards. And then they said, everything was given the go ahead. Yeah, you can touch the boobs. And so when they did it another time, everybody was reaching for the boobs.
Of course.
So then they finally just choreographed the whole thing.
Why don't you get a scalpel and cut them off?
I know, right? Oh. I mean, that really is interesting because to have something that was gelatinous and then suddenly becomes brittle.
Like rock candy.
Yeah.
Man, he is going through a lot of sugar.
What a time to quit drinking. They almost did, you dumb person.
Donald Pleasence would have made a good Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
At least the older Lex Luthor, the
Yeah.
scientist one. I like how they do the effects with the
Yeah.
with the electrical impulses going through.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It is a bit of a poetic liberty because real synaptic electrical charge is chemical in nature. You certainly wouldn't see sparks.
And of course, I'm looking at this going, all this could have been avoided had they just injected him through the ear to begin with.
Well, they had, remember, they had the first route. They couldn't go because they got sucked into that other area.
Yeah. Nope.
Dark spot. We're getting technical here. Yep.
So there. Look, shooting stars.
I mean, one thing that is almost implied by what he's saying, I'll do anything I have to do to save Benish, including knocking the crap out of you.
Yeah.
We need at least 2 minutes. Otherwise, everything you're doing here is for naught. I
love the way they did tech back in the 60s.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
like looks like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. If you open up the hatch, we will swim outside and blast your brain.
Also kind of reminiscent of Kirk's laser gun in the first
Yeah.
episode.
Kind of, yeah.
A little small, a little bigger though.
They really should be wearing gloves, Nate says. It's
Yeah,
true.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, they don't have any gloves on. And the traitor is revealed.
So this is how Lex Luthor got a hold of Brainiac's miniaturizing machine.
The white corpuscles.
Okay, so is the guy that was in the bubble, because I looked down for a minute, is the guy that was in the bubble, is he dead?
No, he just got knocked out. That's him right there.
No, that's Donald Pleasence.
Donald Pleasence knocked out the dude that was in the bubble,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
he's not dead, but
He's
in a serious situation here. He's probably going to be dead.
yeah. You're gonna reap what you sow, buddy.
You were the dummy who took over the ship. It's your fault.
Nope. Sorry, there's
like
nothing I can do.
It just looks like a layer of fat.
Oh, and there goes the Proteus.
Yep. And Donald Pleasance is getting digested.
And he was the saboteur, as I thought.
Yep.
Like, do it fast.
I mean, it's
Blowfield's
actually very
Bad Day, a
convenient.
short story for me and Fleming.
It's actually very convenient that the ship is getting broken down by white corpuscles, but it still makes you wonder. The mass of that ship has to go somewhere when it, I don't know. They're really playing fast and loose with how the miniaturization technology works.
You gotta give it to the general there. Here.
Look into my eye. And then pluck them out and throw them on the floor real quick.
Right?
They show you can just see them starting to grow.
So he's just put them on a glass slide. And the funny thing about this is they're about to be magnified simply by growing.
But he's got to get them back in that particular room, in that particular spot.
I am glad they went back for the helmsman, though.
The end.
It's like, but did you do it?
Well, see, that's just it. From their perspective, they don't know.
We're just going to abandon the patient now and, go see these people.
Are indebted to many doctors and technicians, research scientists whose knowledge.
In reality, there's nothing they can do for the patient now. He just needs to convalesce and wake up.
But they don't know if they actually did anything.
No, they don't.
No. The outside people don't know.
They don't. Yeah.
Well, they do now. I guess they do now.
The question would be, did you do the lasery thing?
And we know they did the laser thing, so we know what they would have answered. Many doctors, technicians, and research scientists whose knowledge and insight helped guide this production. Yeah, it's very clear that they did the best they could in good faith based on what they knew at the time.
Yeah, it was the mid '60s, and I mean, it would like we said at the beginning, they used this film a lot in school science classes for
Sure.
up until like probably the 80s, I think. I read somewhere. But that is Fantastic Voyage, the second film in miniaturized May. And in 2 weeks, we're going to once again go into the human body with Inner Space, starring Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, and Meg Ryan. 1987, I think. Don't hold me to that. Can't remember the exact day offhand, but you get. Oh, wait a minute! I'm on my page here. Let me look. I'll be for sure. Yeah, hey, I was right. 87. Awesome. But of course, before that, all kinds of stuff going on. Want to look at the week ahead. What's going on tomorrow? I know Deleted Scenes is a busy day for him. If he's got a 4:00 Western and his unscripted and his after midnight show, go ahead and please post those Deleted Scenes so everybody can tune in. Of course, Troy and Age Boomer on Age Boomer's channel tomorrow night for Geeky Geezers at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. What's going on in Geeky Geezers this week?
Well, we have a couple of in remembrances. We have a lot of gaming news, including more updates on just freaking evil companies and their resistance to the tariffs. But we also have some good news because there are some companies talking about how they're planning to move manufacturing to the United States because of the tariffs. So operating as designed.
Yep, that's exactly what the whole point of it is. If people would just shut up and stop scratching Teslas.
Yeah.
So that is it. Monday night, last call members movie night.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Members night at the movie, I
members
guess.
night at the movies.
Yeah.
What you got this week?
Well, I don't know because I have to check the results of the poll. So give me just a second and let me see where we're at. I think I know, unfortunately, but I will confirm.
Unfortunately, is that a bad thing?
Unfortunately, yeah. So
right now, you're making these polls. Why are you putting films that you don't want to watch in it?
In this particular case, it's because we're celebrating Aged Boomer's birthday this weekend.
It's a boomer. Oh, okay, I got you.
And all three of them are movies I have never seen before, actually never heard of before he brought them up. But one of them I have heard of because of him talking about it. And it looks like it's the one that won with 50% of the votes in a three option tally. Bad Ronald from 1974. Look. The members decided, so it's your own fault.
Okay, I didn't decide on that.
I know you chose.
What were the other two?
The Car from 1977.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like The Car.
I know, and Nightmares from 1983.
And Nightmares is really good too.
Yeah, I know.
We got Bad Ronald. I've heard of Bad Ronald, but I've never seen Bad Ronald.
That's probably why you haven't seen Bad Ronald, because you've heard.
I probably would have voted for The Car or Nightmares, because
the Car was the one in second place, but
The Car's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what we'll be watching on Monday.
I'm sorry.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're not as sorry as I am. My God.
And Tuesday night, live from Sparkwood and 21. What's happening this week on Deleted Scenes? Well, Deleted Scenes channel, but I'm sure.
Yeah, we multi-stream. I don't know specifically the topic because I haven't touched base with Deleted Scenes yet, and I still need to make the thumbnail. So we'll figure it out in the next 48 hours.
Okay, and Blake 7?
Blake 7 is the what is it? It's the third episode of season 3. The episode is called Volcano. They go someplace that's got a volcano.
Oh,
seriously.
pretty straightforward there. That's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Wednesday is open Thursday on Matters Network with Thursday Things.
Yep. And my special guest, it was a pre-recorded show. So we'll be doing it as a, what do you call it? As
A live premiere.
Yeah.
So we'll be in the chat, but the actual show will be pre-recorded. But yeah, interview with Charlotte Nightstar, the werewolf.
Awesome. And then on Friday at 8 p.m. that evening, we are going to be, well, I say we, I'll be joined by Deleted Scenes and a special guest, Mr. Troy Pacelli, going to be joining us for Near Dark, a vampire movie starring Lance Henriksen, Bill Paxton, Adrian Pasdar, and I've never seen it. It'll be a first-time viewing for me, but everything I hear about it, people like this film. So I'm really looking forward to it. So we're going to get our vampire on Friday at 8 p.m. And of course, that'll be followed at 10 p.m. by Last Call with Troy Pacelli.
Yep. I'm going to have two special guests, at least two special guests. Clifton 3D and Mikey Sue's 4. We're going to be talking about fan films. I started talking a little bit about them on Liquid Lunch, but I realized it was just a much bigger a bigger topic and a lot more interest than I had anticipated. So yeah, we're going to be talking about some fan films.
Yeah, it is quite a rabbit hole. I
may even play a very small snippet of one fan film to show you Mark Malnikoff's handiwork, because he made the butler that appears in that fan film.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I have a small event. Well, I've backed a couple of Farragut, Starship Farragut. I know those guys. They are local and hung around in at conventions and everything, and great bunch of people. And through them met Vic and I met Chris Doohan and a lot of the guys from Star Trek Continues, and but Starship Farragut's doing a new series now, or however many they could maybe even. They've done one. They're financing the second one, Farragut Forward, which takes place in the movieverse.
Interesting.
And the Farragut is now they're on the new Farragut, which is a Miranda class, which is always a sweet design. I thought. I like their final Starship episode's Starship Farragut's final episode had Stan Lee as the general. Not a general, an admiral, telling them that Farragut wasn't going to be refit. She was too old. And then they showed him flying off, and you get to see the new ship being built. It's really cool.
Interesting.
But yeah, so that's Friday night. That'll be a great discussion, because there's a lot of good fan films out there. And that, of course, leads us into next Saturday night. I almost lost what day it was. And we're going to be watching what, Netter?
I don't know. I'll think about it. Frankenstein Unbound.
Yeah.
Ooh, never heard of that one.
It's a different take on, it is a different take on the Frankenstein story. Let's just say from a different perspective. It stars Raul Julia and as Frankenstein, and I forget who the main character is. Was it John? It wasn't John Hurt, was it?
I don't know. This is one of your movies that you told me about.
Yeah, Raul Julia and John Hurt. Bridget Fonda plays Mary Wollstonecraft, and the monster is played by Nick Brimble.
Oh yeah, I know Nick Burble. I like Nick
Mhm.
Burble. He's cool.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's gonna be cool. I've never seen that one. I'm looking forward to it because I love me a good Frankenstein movie.
Yeah.
So that is the week ahead. Of course, like I said, next Films with Friends is gonna be next Friday, Near Dark, and the next Saturday night one is gonna be Inner Space. Gonna have a lot of fun. Do want to put out ahead of time that June got a couple special events going on for Films with Friends on June 13th. Friday the 13th at 8 p.m. Going to be joined by Deleted Scenes, and who knows? Maybe I'll ask a couple other people, see if they want to show up. Going to be watching the fourth Friday the 13th episode, the final chapter, where, of course, they lied to us because it's not the final chapter, but this film is the final chapter. We're going to watch that. And then the following week on June 20th, to the day, the 50th anniversary of the ultimate summer blockbuster, Jaws, at 7 p.m. on that Friday. Deleted Scenes and I are going to be watching Jaws. Who knows? Maybe have some more people too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But looking forward to Jaws, one of my absolute favorite films, and I'm really looking forward to that. And well, since I'm talking about myself, I'll just keep going before I get back to you guys. As far as some my reviews, I do got a review up for Final Destination Bloodlines. Take a look at that. My review for Andor Season 2, the movie Fight or Flight, starring Josh Hartnett, a Angel Studios film called Homestead. Those are like the last ones within the last week, so go take a look at that. Not quite sure what the next one's going to be. I'm hoping to get Mission Impossible, of course, this coming week, and we'll see what we'll see what the next one's going to be. But definitely check out the Final Destination Bloodlines and Andor and Fight or Flight. Those are the most recent ones. So, Troy, what you got to coming up? Anything special? Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, just I'm going into my third week on my new show, Liquid Lunch, every noontime Central, 1 Eastern. Different topic every day, and by all means, if you want to make a suggestion on what would be a good topic, please let me know. And hope to see you for Liquid Lunch on Monday.
Awesome. Geek Flag saying Jaws is overrated. I don't think so. I love Jaws. One of my favorites of all time. It would be one of my Desert Island movies, actually. But of course, cannot say goodbye without Netter. And of course, we're going to let Netter have her final say. Of course, anything you'd like to say about your channel coming up before you let everyone know?
I just want to remind everyone that if you want to be a guest on Thursday Things, drop me a DM on Twitter. You may have to follow me first before you can message me, but then you can unfollow me once we're connected. I don't really care. I don't keep track of follows on X. It's just not important to me. But yes, drop me a DM on Twitter. Let me know that you'd be on Thursday Things. If you have a particular Thursday that you would like to be on, let me know that as well, so I can get you on the calendar. If you are not looking to grow your channel, whether it be YouTube, Rumble, or whatever, maybe there's something that you're just really passionate about that you would like other people to know about, whatever that thing is. We can get you on to talk about that as well. I'd love to have you on. As I said, Twitter's probably the easiest and quickest way to reach me. So, yeah, just drop me a DM on Twitter. And of course, with that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping the comments and trivia and being goofy. And it's just a lot of fun to see. And I love the way that you guys encourage not only us on the panel, but each other in the chat with all that. I also want to thank y'all for the many ways that you support our channels, whether it's a thumbs up, a comment, super chats, super stickers, becoming a member. That's always amazing. I love seeing my members. And I do need to do a new member stream I just got to figure out what day I'm going to do it. I mean, which Thursday I'm going to do it, because it's going to be on a Thursday before Thursday things. I just got to figure out which one it's going to be. And you guys are awesome. You are so amazing. And you really make my day, because when we're having a stream, I look forward to that every single night. So the only night I can't really look forward to is Wednesdays, because no one's doing anything on Wednesdays. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for encouraging us. Until next time, good night and God bless.
Thank you, everybody. Of course, Geek Flag's leaving us a dad joke. You know, I told my doctor every time I go to another country, I have to get drunk. He told me I'm a borderline alcoholic. I love dad jokes. They are so fun. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed Fantastic Voyage. Hope you keep coming back and enjoying these fun films. It's always better to watch films with a friend. I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday and a lovely week ahead. Take care, everybody. God bless, and see you soon.